feel so far away. Better. Hi, Monka Butt. I got my doggies with me today. I'm on my period today. I'm like spotting. I feel like ass, honestly. So we're going to have just like a chill, probably no more than like an hour-ish stream today. Oh, I love the boy. Oh, I love the boy. Oh, I love the boy. Yeah, and we're going to chill. We're going to have fun. God forbid we have a little giggle, a little gag. I want to tell you guys about the comedy show I saw last night because so many things happened in it. Some people were fucking hilarious. Some people I got anxiety attacks for, and some people pissed me off. Can you lay down? Can you lay down? Thank you, sir. Hi, NR. Thanks for being here. I love you, buddy. Here, lay down. Monk. Here, I got you. Yeah, there you go. That's my buddy. All right, so today I'm going to be smoking weed from my Student Glass Gravity Bong. We have NR in the chat. We have Ducky and Athena. Love, 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 love. You are my dream rotation. So this is my buddy Monkey. Hi, Kaylee. Thanks for being here. This is my sweet puppy boy Monkey. He's my firstborn. Him and my goodish boy. His name's Monk, but we call him Monkey. Let me get your eye boogies for you, baby. There you go. Hi, Deepak. I'm doing lovely. Is my brush in here? I might have to go grab my hairbrush. I'm doing lovely. I saw a comedy show last night, and I can't wait to tell you guys about it because some of it was funny, some of it was not. I have thoughts, I have opinions, and I would love to share. You're gorgeous as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna start loading up my bong so that I can like smoke with y'all, and we will get into it. I have puppy hair all over my face right now from giving him that smooch. So pardon the fuck out of me. Okay. I have a mystery little box right here with some leftover bud that's like 3 different strains at least. So I'm gonna start with this, and then when I finish this, we can grind up something else. Oh, I love you so much. Oh, I love you. You're most handsome boy. You're most goodest boy. Okay, you guys, last night, I went and saw a comedy show with my friends and my husband. So for reference, so you can understand the vibe of what the vibe we are bringing and then the vibe of the comedy show. It's me, white girl, but an ally. My husband, a black man, and an ally. Our 2 besties, a gay couple. One is a black man, one is a Spanish man. Okay? Not Hispanic, Spanish Spain. Like, maybe that's Hispanic. Just Spain. You know what I mean? So we're with a gay couple and multiple people of color, and we pull up wanting to laugh, wanting to see a comedy show. Okay? We get in there. I'm not gonna lie. Beginning wasn't bad. Beginning was kind of fucking funny. I thought the MC was the funniest part of the show. He was like hella funny. And he kept talking about how hard it was to be like a little boy growing up with a fat ass and like how he like got made fun of for it so much. And then he listened to like one Ludacris song and he was like, this dude saved my life. Like he loves a fat ass. Which I'm giggling. I'm having a good time at this part because I also love a fat ass. Maybe not on men, but that's because I don't want to be in competition. I don't need to be worried about, does my man have a bigger butt than I do? Because that'll piss me off every time. When I first met Isaiah, he was caked up on a Tuesday. And I was anorexic. I was like, you're lucky you're a sweetie pie. And then, I don't know what happened to him. I know what happened to him. Isaiah, he's fine. He got cancer. He lost a lot of weight. The badonkadonk kind of went away. Now he just has like a nice little muscle butt, but less of a badonkadonk. And I gained a badonkadonk, so we're fine. So it's fine. Hi, Jake. Thanks for being here. Hi, Lucas. And is it Agatha? Did I say it right? It is not cold in here. If you're talking about, oh, you can see my nipples. If you've ever had your nipples pierced, you know that even when you remove, like they're like always low-key a little bit hard when you have your nipples pierced. But when you take the nipple piercings out, you are left with little gumdrop buttons. You ever seen a gumdrop button? Just sits like right like that. So if you fucking can't stand to see a nip, I apologize. This is not the channel for you. Anyway, So the guy's talking about, yeah, he has a fat ass. Growing up as a little white boy with a fat ass was very embarrassing. I believe him. It was kind of funny. But he's the MC, mind you. The first guy who goes up, I'm giggling. I'm giggling, okay? Because he was funny. But he got like nervous at the end. At the very end, he got like kind of like I don't know what happened. I don't know, guys. I thought it was part of the show at first when he kept being like, but it went on for so long. And then he kept being like, sorry, guys, sorry, and I started to have a panic attack. Here was where we went wrong, okay? We walked in, and my friend Coyote, he goes, where are we sitting? It's like open seating, first come, first serve. I go, we can sit anywhere. Let's not sit front and center. Because when you're front and center, it's easier to be the butt of the jokes. And I feel like I have to like encourage these people. Like, I feel like they're looking at me and I'm like, no, you're doing a great job. Like, you're so funny. And if they bomb, I'm going to feel the need to fucking encourage them. That is what happened with the first guy who went up to do his set. Bro, at the end, starts bombing a little bit. And that happens. But I start panicking. And I'm like looking at him like, no, it's okay. It's okay. Keep going. It's okay. I'm doing the fucking, if you've ever grown up, whether you grew up as a dancer, like a ballerina, or just a kid that is very much like, oh, I just don't want to do anything wrong. I start giving him like the little nods and like, of like confirmation that I'm paying attention and I'm invested and da-da-da. I'm working. Basically, this fucking stand-up event. I was thinking, should I go up and grab the mic? Like, I could practice some of my jokes that I've been working on a little bit. I love telling the story about when I was in second grade, and my dad said, do you think gay people are sinful? And I said, I don't know. What is that? He said, do you think it's okay for a man to put his penis in another man? And my little child brain, who doesn't know what sex is, truly pictured someone getting like murdered and stabbed, and then just as a little layer of disrespect, they shoved their dick in the stab wound. I was traumatized. So I'm thinking, do I need to get up there, grab the mic? Do I need to take over for this guy? Or should I just keep encouraging him? Like, I'm panicking. Anyway, he ends up his time ran out of him saying, He gets off the stage. I look at Isaiah and Coyote and Anthony, and I'm like, I can't breathe. I just had a panic attack. Second guy comes up. Bro was funny, and he had a really great cadence, but he just talked to, no. It's okay. People are allowed to walk by. Our house does look, people love taking pictures in our yard because it's like a pretty, whatever, attraction. So anyway, oh, by the way, I'm gonna take a hit. So then anyway, bro, the second dude comes up. He was funny. He had a great, very professional cadence about him. But what I didn't necessarily love was like, he wasn't telling jokes. He was just telling a story. And like looking at us like the story was funny. Meanwhile, the story was just, I'm from San Diego. And I grew up in San Diego. Anyone familiar with like Carlsbad? Why is that like funny? I lived in San Diego. I was just waiting for the joke. I was like, are you going to talk about how San Diego is low-key overrun with Nazis? Because that's a real thing. Are you going to talk about how San Diego is low-key supposed to be this like, which by the way, I love San Diego. But it is a bit more military vibes, and there are a lot of Nazis there. Only because, not as of recently, but I guess in like the 90s, San Diego was like a big hub for like these, they started off as hippies apparently, and then they switched over to like alt-right. So you're gonna see just a lot of people in their like 30s, 40s and up with swastikas tattooed on them. Saw that a lot. I was being a cunt to one of them, as I should, because she has a swastika. Anyway, I'll bring it back to the swastika joke later. Not joke, but my experience with them. Anyway, Jesus Christ. Hang on, it's not a COVID cough, it's a weed cough. Please relax. Okay. So, bro's like, yo, I'm from Carlsbad. waiting for like someone to laugh. I'm like, trying to just give a little like, so he feels encouraged. Anyway, he finally gets to his jokes like at the end, and they were funny, but I can't even remember a single one. So I think he just took too long talking about San Diego. Now, the third guy, I think was the best of the stand-up who wasn't an MC. Third guy goes up there and talks about what it's like being a single father to a 4-year-old daughter when you hate your baby mama. He did a really great job of not disrespecting women, and he made fun of himself and how his little kid makes fun of him. I'm giggling at that, okay? But what I've noticed so far is there are no women in this show. It's all like middle-aged men, and that's fine. And that's fine, because so far no one's really pissed me off. But then the last guy comes on. This guy looks like he's old enough to be my father. And if you know, I hate my father. He also looked like if my dad had no hair and was like 6 inches shorter. He looked like so my dad's an evil man. However, he is extremely like physically strong and spends a lot of time in the gym and on the carnivore diet so that he can kill people. This man probably couldn't kill people. He was like, well, I used to fight. Okay, you look like a pussy. And that's okay. Not a pussy like a vagina, a pussy like pusillanimous. It means coward, okay? And again, you're allowed, it was a bunch of middle-aged men, and that was fine because nobody was being like offensive or anything. But like I said, this last guy goes up there. His first joke is he's like making fun of like women squirting. Weird. And I personally am a woman, and so I know a thing or two about squirting. Now, I'm not a squirter, but I've been taught how to do it, and anyone can be taught how to do it, okay? It's really, and I'm not saying it's piss, but when I worked with a sex therapist, just because I was curious, I was like, she was my friend. I wasn't like making like an appointment. She's my friend and she's a sex therapist. And she can teach people how to squirt. She said you need to be extremely hydrated. And it's not piss, but it doesn't really work without liquid already inside of you, if you know what I mean. Now, some women, they just squirt. But I'm saying if you want to learn how to, like if you want to teach yourself how to do it, okay? So I don't like when men talk about these things because men go, oh, it's just pee. They're just peeing on you, which is like kind of like a weird way of like wording it because those are the same men that are like, let me drink your squirt. And it's like, yeah, you fucking freak. So is it piss or are you trying to chug it? R. Kelly? Anyway, he starts making fun of like women squirting, but I'm still here to have a good giggle. I'm still here to join in. So I'm trying to like, I'm like, kind of like, oh, okay. Whatever. Then he randomly starts talking about how he does not ever want to be confused as gay. He does not ever want someone to think he's gay. That's the worst thing. And he specifically gets masculine tattoos so people don't think he's gay. If you don't want people to think you're gay, stop obsessing over gay people and talking about them all the time. I have to tell you, the people who spend so much time talking about gay is bad, blah, 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 those are some queens. And I'm talking about my father, okay? Why is my dad obsessed with gay people more than gay people are obsessed with gay people? There's something under there. So he's like making all these jokes. Mind you, I'm with a gay couple. And I'm a fierce ally. So he's making all these gay jokes. The audience kind of stops laughing because they get a little weird. They stop being just like, oh, I didn't want to look gay, so I got tattoos. And they start turning into like, gay people do this, gay people do that. DL men are scary. I agree. Hi, Lauren. Thanks for being here. I agree. And this guy is giving DL, which is why, like, I don't know. He could tell that the audience wasn't vibing with it, though. He could, like, definitely tell. And I'm sitting front and fucking center. So he can see the look on my face. Now, something about me, y'all. If you genuinely offend me or piss me off or, like, make me mad, you're gonna know. I can't really hide it properly. And I'm not sorry about that. So he literally sees, because I'm front and fucking center. Mind you, we walked in and I said, let's not sit front and center. And Coyote goes, let's sit right here. Front and center, front and center. I said, okay. So we're sitting front and center. He sees my face, like visibly, like kind of annoyed by some of his jokes. And I'm just like looking around at this point to see is anyone else laughing. I don't hear any laughs. I don't even see smiles on anyone's faces. And then his like closing statement was like, "Okay, it's fine. It's okay to be a little bit gay." And that was like the end of his like joke. And I was like, okay, that was just a little like dumb. Like it just like really wasn't funny. And then the MC came back on and he was like, all right, thank you guys for hanging out with a bunch of like middle-aged men having like either a quarter life or midlife crisis. And like, I hope laughing at their visible issues was like funny for you. So he kind of made it, the MC made it like funny at the end. I'm not kidding you guys. I left that experience feeling like I had been up there doing the stand-up because I was so engaged with the comedians up there that were like doing their things, trying to make sure that they felt like, oh, I appreciate you. I think you're funny. Like, don't be embarrassed. You're doing a great job. I was reassuring them. I was essentially their director, their hype woman. I was ready also as an understudy to jump up and grab the mic if I needed to. Be like, who wants to talk about daddy issues? Hey, we all got them. Even if you don't have a daddy, that's a daddy issue. We all got them. I was ready. I even was like, do y'all want to see a lady get up here? Tell a joke or two? I've never done that before, but aside from in college, but I'll do it. I got some stored up in here. However, I will never be sitting front and center at a comedy show again. And also, when it comes to crowd work, not everyone's good at it. These men were not good at it, and I don't blame on the fact that they're men, because a lot of men are good at crowd work. I blame it on the fact that they were just all like kind of losers, like not so funny. Didn't really have much funniness in it. You know what I mean? Like they were just all like, my joke is like making fun of women who, oh, that was the other thing. Bro looks right at me. Right at me. I'm wearing a shirt. I was wearing like these like polka dot like pants and then like a blue kind of cute little button up shirt, but it had like cap sleeves like this, okay? So you can see my tattoos. And I'm like, smile, laugh. Bro looks right at me and goes, yeah, I love girls that have full sleeve tattoos but haven't fixed their teeth. I'm sure he wrote that before he grabbed the mic, okay? But I felt targeted. Oh, I felt a little targeted. I said, really? Really? Okay. Huh. They all want to be Matt Rife, which is funny as fuck because Matt Rife, like, fell the fuck off because he did what? Got on a fucking podcast and talked about how he thinks women's vaginas are disgusting. If you have an outie vagina, you're disgusting. He said it looks like somebody left the tag on. So you're right. They all want to be Matt Rife. And it's like, none of you have the youth, the Botox, or the filler to look like Matt Rife. And you've already passed his age, so it's not working. And how were his teeth since he wants to talk about them? Honestly, I don't know. Because I couldn't really like, the way the mic was like in front of his teeth, like I really couldn't like see it all that well. But he made a third comment about he said women with full sleeve tattoos, never fixed their teeth. And then what else did he fucking say? Like, it was something else. And I was like, okay, all right. I feel targeted. Oh, and then he said women who take antipsychotics. Oh, well, I guess I don't take an antipsychotic right now. I have. But right now I'm on lithium instead. And that's lovely for me. I'm enjoying it. Whoever this dude is you're mentioning sounds like a prick. Yeah, Rainbow. He totally was. Sounds like he was describing an ex. Yeah. Well, and his whole bit was him like laughing at like women he's dated and how they look and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, like he said that one bitch had an eye situation where her eye would like roll all the way off to the side and her pupil would be in the corner, almost like not in eye frame, and then she would just like kind of knock it back. And he like talked about how like that wouldn't be a problem for him if she like explained why that happens, but she gave him no explanation. That one was the only one that was like kind of funny. And then, because it had like a funny, like she didn't explain it. But the other ones were like, yeah, like making fun of girls squirting and their teeth and da 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 da. And it was just like, bro, you are not a prize. He looked like, okay. You guys know, what's that actor's name? Hold on, don't tell, he's from The Pacifier. Guys, who's the guy from The Pacifier? Bald. He's bald and muscly. Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel. He looked like if Vin Diesel was like super pale and extremely short. Also, his head was like a skeleton shape. You know what I mean? Like it was like the round up here and then my mom's forever crush. What sucks for me is that my dad, my birth father, looks like Vin Diesel. So a lot of people have a crush on Vin Diesel, and then they love to tell me that my birth father is also their crush because he looks like Vin Diesel. Now, he grew his hair out. He had it like, when he had it like buzzed when he was in the military and shit, yeah, he looked like him. Now, he doesn't because of his long hair. But that's why I'm always like, Vin Diesel did nothing to me. Vin Diesel and I, we have no beef. I know nothing about that man, but I simply cannot support him. He could be the biggest advocate for women squirting. Vin Diesel, I say. And I still can't support him. Here, you guys. Wait, kill this for me. Kill it. If you can't, I will. Okay, fine. I'll kill it. All right, y'all. I'm about to teach you a hack. If you have sensory issues or tummy aches, or like if you're bloated from your period or like whatever, if you don't like tight waistbands, what up, Big Pimpin'? Hi, Steven. Thanks for being here. Or you don't like tight waistbands, this will compromise the way that it looks. But if you want to keep your pants and still be comfortable with them, I got you. Let me flip this up. I do this with my underwear too, because I don't really wear underwear for the most part unless I'm on my period or I'm wearing like something that would like a skirt that requires like a thong or something. So I'll do it not to a thong because there's no fabric really to cut, but like to like period underwear or something. So I just snip a little snip here, a little snip here in the waistband, and you immediately get an extra couple inches. And then if you're like, but this look is bothering me, bitch, you can flip this one in. You can flip them both in, but I like usually just flip this one in. And if you're like, Danny, this looks like absolute shit, cool. I'm just telling you why my pants look cut the fuck up. Because they are cut the fuck up. And I'm chilling in my house. And I don't care. And will I wear these out? Yes, and do. And did. Women in STEM, okay? Cut your fucking pants if they're getting too tight. Because mine aren't even like too tight. With my autism, my sensory issues are my biggest thing. Any pressure against like my uterus, we all know I got uterus problems. Against like my stomach, my uterus, my organs, that shit fucking hurts. So I'm always like, snip, snip. Speaking of that, there's this whole conversation online. I did that because I got fatter, and I've done that as well. And I've done modern solutions for modern problems. And Ducky, thank you. Okay, you guys know the whole like discourse right now with Drew Wolfwallow and ER Fightmaster and how they were like, trans women have a more beautiful outlook on womanhood than cis women. And then cis women were like, hey, it's okay to say that like we have different and equally beautiful things, but let's not compare and say one's better than the other because that's like fucked up. And then Drew got all like weird and pandery about it and was like weird. So anyway, since that conversation happened, a lot of women are trying to defend their viewpoint, but they're coming off like really transphobic. And transphobia doesn't just affect trans people, y'all. It affects all women. It is literally so incredibly rare. Let's just think about it this way, okay? I'm seeing the discourse being if you don't have periods or you can't have a baby, then you are not a woman, is what people are saying online in terms of like trying to defend their womanhood. By the way, it's not a competition, trans women versus cis women. We're different and that's fine and both are great. So anyway, they're like, well, you're not a woman if you can't do this and you're not a woman if you can't do that. And I would just like to say, before I take it personally, it is a known thing, and a lot of people forget about this. Gender affirming care is birth control, okay? Is any type of shot or hormone, anything that you are doing because your levels are off in some way. So that is gender affirming care. And it is pretty rare that women are born no issues, just perfectly good to go. Like there's no hormone imbalance. There's no like weird little personal issue going on with your period or your development and shit like that. So that being said, when people say in general, like, oh, to be a woman, you have to be able to do this, you have to be able to do that, it's so dumb because there's never going to be a woman who has the most perfect, there's never going to be a cisgender, or if you don't know what that means, like a biologically born woman who is perfectly leveled out in all those ways, okay? Now I'm going to take it a step further, bitch. I can't have kids. I don't even have a womb. Like I don't have a womb space. I have a womb like section, but my uterus, I just found out this year that my uterus is like fucked up, deformed. It's like only 0.04 of the population has this condition that I have. But guess what? It's more common to have a less intense version of what I have. That's actually way more common. Many women have like a deformed uterus in some way, just not to my like extent. And I literally can't have kids. Like I can get pregnant and then I won't be able to carry a child and I will not be able to give birth. And like if I even get pregnant, that alone might kill me and I could get like sepsis and shit like that, or it could like burst my tubes. So like I can't have a kid. What about, like, am I not a fucking woman? I don't have a normal uterus. Your uterus should be like this. All this space in here, that's your womb space. I don't have that. My uterus in the womb, when it's forming when you're in your mother's belly, it's like two halves like this. They come together, and then this shit like dissolves and just becomes one uterus space. Mine did this, and nothing else happened. So then these kind of just like died a little bit. So now I just have tubes, little horns that like connect. I don't have any womb space. There's nothing there. There's genuinely no room for anything there. Am I not a woman, bitch? Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. There's a lot of women that don't have periods. There's a lot of women, some women are born with 2 uteruses and then they have to like get it taken out. Lauren said, and some cis women don't have a uterus at all. Right. Exactly. Like, so what does that mean? Like, are you not a fucking woman? God forbid you've gone through menopause. God forbid you've gone through menopause. Okay, so do we have to find a new word for us? For us people who used to be a woman and now apparently we're not anymore? Because they've all decided. Like, it's just like a little bit like, guys, you're allowed to say that Drew and ER Fightmaster sound like they are infantilizing, pandering, and othering trans women. You are absolutely allowed to say that. But why are we turning into like Fox News broadcasters like, and this is what defines a woman? My dog's looking at me like, it's ridiculous. Mind you, the same people that are like, a biological woman looks like this are the same bitches that are like, yeah, so I have 500 cc's on each titty because I just was born like really flat chested, so I wanted to have like major knockers. Make it make sense. And I'm not against surgery. Like, people, go get surgery if that's what you want to do. If it's for you and you've done your research, I don't give a fuck. It's your body, it's your choice. But, so are you trans now? Like, I'm confused. Like, it's just, these people don't make sense. And I just had to throw that out there because some of my mutuals have been like posting on TikTok or like reposting and saying like, I'm a woman because I had a kid and because I get my period and because da 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 da. And I said, oh, I guess I'm not a bitch then. I am not one of y'all apparently. The cherry picking of who gets to use what medical service is so annoying. No, for real. Also, a lot of older women benefit from hormone therapy. Exactly! Exactly! You're right. People do not understand biology as much as they think they do. I'm just attracted to femininity in general. I love that. And also, I'm not here to tell people you need to be attracted to cis women or you need to be attracted to trans women. It's just like, let's not talk our shit. Let's just let people live and respect them all. And no one's like, well, you do this better. You do this better. You know what I mean? And that's the other thing. So many intersex people exist and people forget about them all the time. Not me. I didn't forget about y'all. I'm still learning about what intersex is because I follow this girl on TikTok who is. And it's like, hold on. I'll grind up more weed. It's like not the same thing, I think, or maybe it is the same. It's like you can be intersex without having like, because when I was growing up, hermaphrodite, people kept talking about hermaphrodites where you have a penis and a vagina. But from what I understand, with intersex, you can have like testes in your womb space, but have a vagina. You know, so it's just kind of like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know what I fucking mean? These things are way more normal than people realize. Also, most female, like women athletes have a way higher testosterone level than the average person. Like, that's than the average woman and person, honestly. And like, that doesn't make them any less of a woman. But then are we going to tell them like, oh, well, you know, because your testosterone is so high, you probably shouldn't compete with women? Because there was a black woman, I forget what her name is, but she was, I believe she was a runner. But I could be wrong. And she got like kicked out of the Olympics because she had really high testosterone, but when they drug tested her, everything was completely clean. She just was like, you could see by the way she's built, like she probably does have more testosterone. She did not have titties. This woman had pecs bigger than like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm just first person that popped in my head for some reason. This woman was like, but also you could clearly see it was a woman. So I was just confused. Like, y'all said that it was for substance, but then you tested her for substances and nothing happened. So like, I don't think we should be like, yeah. I think when we try to play like, let me know all of your biology right now, it gets to be weird. I don't know if that's who it was, Brooke, because I genuinely like don't remember her name. But I remember my dad and I fought over it because I like was visiting my Glot family and I was like, I should probably go visit my like birth family as well and just say hi. So I would stay with my like adoptive family, but then I would go like for like an hour, go say hi to my birth family. And I went to go see them, and my dad, of course, is like watching Fox News standing up. Like, the TV is like right here. My dad is right here, standing watching it. How he do? Oh, that's a different kind of fucking weird. And my dad's like watching Fox News, and it's talking about They shouldn't be able to let like trans athletes play, I guess. He was like, what do you think about this since you love this stuff? Since you love trans athletes and da 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 da. And I was like, when did I say I love trans athletes? I'm just an ally to people, to humans. You're so funny. That was crazy. And I was like, I don't know. I don't really think it's as easy as people think it is to like transition to the point where they let you play for another team as a professional. Like it's not like a, you know what I mean? Like there has to be some stuff in place, I believe, but I don't really know. And I'm more concerned with the fact that they're not letting, because as his Fox News was going on, they showed the next girl. And I was like, and they were like, well, she must have taken something that we don't know about. And I was like, Dad, that's bullshit. Like they tested her for everything they test for and she was negative. So they're good. Like they need to let her compete. So she has slightly higher testosterone. That's probably because she's a gifted athlete. Like, do we want people to have natural gifted athlete talent or not? I thought we were having athletes compete because they're all the greatest. So like they're the strongest, they're the greatest. That's what the Olympics are. It's not a fucking, like the Olympics are the one time that no, not everybody gets a trophy. I when people say like I hate this, not everyone gets a trophy, bullshit. I don't really care too much because like I just never even consider that. But when it comes to the Olympics, that's like, yeah, the one time where it's like, it's supposed to be the best of the best competing to see who's the best. So if this bitch is stronger and better, that makes her the best. I don't make the rules, I'm using logic. MySpace is coming back? I've never had MySpace. I was too young for it. That's fucking awesome. I used to watch my older sister on, like, when she was on MySpace, I would kind of, like, watch what she was doing, and I thought her profile looked so cool. But I've never had one. I say like it's a chocolate chip cookie. I've never had one. I'd love to try one. Looks delicious. Lauren just said the Olympics are embarrassing because all of those countries got to see how ignorant we are up close. And I didn't even think about that because I'm like, well, they see it from afar online and the internet. No, you're right. Up close is crazy. Up close is crazy. Okay, so I just ground up. Is this what I ground up? Yeah, this is a Golden State. A Golden State is the company, it's the brand. Lava Flower is the strain. It's 2.25% terps, which is awesome. And yeah, it's like a chill sativa. They're relaunching OG MySpace. Wow, that's awesome. Now, don't judge me. This is not a fork. It's a fork. It's not your average fork. I use it for my hair. So just know I have not been eating off of this. I usually use it to like stimulate the scalp, help hair growth, but my bangs are annoying me. Okay, let's take this hit. The country gets uglier the closer you get. Yeah. Yup. Oh, I watched a movie last night and I didn't really like it. There's this movie that I guess it's called Ash. It was made in 2020. And it's about this like reporter journalist guy. He like is a journalist and reporter when it comes to like wildfires. And he ends up going to jail for like participating in CP, you know what I'm trying to say, child. It was written stuff. It wasn't photos or videos. He was like writing it. But then I guess like, because I didn't really understand the point of it. I was like, why the fuck are they like, what was the point of this movie? So I like read about it after because I had to look it up because I was like, there's no way they just made this movie about this guy getting arrested and then like nothing happens. Like nothing, there was no point to it. It just was like kind of boring almost. And then I look it up and they were like, well, the idea is that he's not actually a pedo. He has POCD. I'm going to stop you right there. POCD is very real. And I personally know people with it, and it is not that. It is literally like people with POCD, it means they fear those thoughts and images. And they fear, like, even thinking about something like that. They fear, like, oh my God, like, what if, I hope I never do anything like that. Or like they have a hard time even seeing images of it because they're like, I'm so afraid that it's gonna, like, contaminate me, essentially. The difference between, again, I'm not a doctor, but I have people in my life close to me that, like, experienced this, and they explained it to me. And when they explained it to me, I fully understood. They were like, don't think it's weird, because I don't feel any certain way about, like, the youth. It's literally a fear of those types of images and stuff. It's like a fear. It's like it's an OCD. So it's being like, it's I guess they get, like, anxious or OCD or obsessive compulsive about, like, oh my God, like, I hope that, like, nothing bad like that. Like, I hope that I'm never involved in anything like that. Or, like, I never want to see an image like that, because what if it, like, gets in my brain? It's very much a what if. It's very much like a, oh my gosh, like, I would kill myself if I ever accidentally did something bad or saw something. It is not like, so from what I've gathered, the difference is this man was engaging in this act with people. This man was engaging in writing these stories and exchanging them, and he was into it. He really was into it. Where people with POCD are not into it. They are terrified of those topics. They avoid those topics. People with POCD avoid children. They'll avoid stories that have to do with abuse like that, because they do not want to be, like, contaminated. And I Googled it, and now I'm on another watch list. Yeah, a lot of times they have intrusive thoughts that genuinely convinces them that they're horrible people. And an intrusive thought is not a thought also. That's a great point. Because, like, I get intrusive thoughts, but not, like, but they'll be more intrusive about, like, offing myself. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, why did that just happen? Get away. So, like, it doesn't mean that basically, I didn't like the way that the movie was filmed, because from my understanding, people with POCD are, like, the farthest thing from a pedo. They literally are, like, they are disgusted by those things. And it doesn't even mean that they think about it all the time. It means that, like, they fear thinking about it, possibly. Like, they fear being I've, like, one person I spoke to said they literally have a fear that, like, oh my God, what if they've done something to someone and they don't even remember it? Like, and they know they haven't. And so I just thought, like, it was really, like, a distasteful film, because I was like, bitch, this person doesn't have POCD. He's engaging in it. People with POCD do not engage in it. They avoid it, and it disgusts them. It scares them. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I can't speak, like, I can't speak with, like, absolute certainty and fact. I've just, from what I've looked up on my own, and then from knowing people in real life who have severe types of OCD, and that happens to be one of their, like, subgroups of it. Hi, Jeff. Because, like, I know a couple people with OCD, just, like, they have multiple types of OCD. You know what I mean? Like, they have, like, self-harm OCD, POCD, relationship OCD, like, all the kinds. So many intrusive things. I literally don't remember Bird Box. I don't remember if I watched it or not, so I'm going to have to look into that. But yeah, I just thought it was so weird, because I was like, this dude did create CP and engage with it. That's bad. That's not what people with OCD do. So yeah, I don't know. I was, like, disgusted with that movie. OCD themes. Thank you. I couldn't remember. What are you barking at? Rupee. That is not very cool. That is not very cool. Who is it? Come here. Lupin Watson. I know you're a puppy, and so, like, you're a dog. Not a puppy. I mean, you're every puppy. Every dog is a puppy. But I know you're a dog, and so, like, sometimes you gotta bark. Dogs bark. But when you do it too much, I'm overstimulated, and then I'll freak the fuck out. And I don't want you to freak the fuck out. Please don't make me freak out. Hi, Ricky. Thanks for being here. Okay, wait, I missed a few chats. Jeff said, I like your shirt. Thank you. SNZL sleeping. Hi. Thanks for being here. The Roof Man was quite entertaining. I don't know these fucking movies. Goddamn, I need to look these up. That blue fits you so well. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I bought it because someone told me that this was my color. They were like, oh, that's good, because I'm far away. But like, hold on. I'm far away, but like, I do have blue eyes. But I'm also high, so I'm like, look at my eyes. And they're shut. Hi Buzz Lightyear. Hi Buffalo Billman. You hate bras too? Nice. Bras don't fit a bitch like me. I got east and west titties, okay? You ever seen a bra? They make those things with the cups right fucking next to each other. Let's not all act fucking dumb. These are a wide set pair of titties. A bra goes right here. Don't piss me off. Bras have never fit me well. Little titties and east and west titties. And then bras that are like overly cupped and overly centered. I'm not doing it. And no one's gonna shame me into it. Don't be ableist. I have autism and sensory issues, and I don't like the way that a bra feels when it doesn't fit me properly. I hate bras, and I'm of 40 age, so I don't have much of a choice. Now that's fair, and I'm sorry. Dude, amen. For real, like, I can't be bothered. I stopped wearing bras in high school. My dad was pissed. He was like, you slut! My mom was like, everyone has nipples. Not worth mentioning. We were just talking about it. It was brought up. I didn't know I was supposed to shut the fuck up mid-conversation. Love you, Jeff. Did you like chop them off or just like lose weight? Like what happened? How did you do that? Yeah. And take a hit. Hi, Ernesto. Thanks, Jeff. Hi, Anthony. Thanks for being here. Dude, Brooke, how you mentioned banana titties? Is it better than the Peak Pro XXL? You mean this? Well, this is the Peak Pro. I don't know if it's XXL. But this is the Peak Pro. But they're just different. That's a dab rig, electric rig, and this is a gravity bong. I'm in love with this chick, but she don't care. Have you told her? Have you told her? You have the same one? Come on, twin. Thank you, Sleepin', for the compliment about my gravity bong. I love it. It's the student glass. I absolutely love your hair. Thank you. I honestly it needs to be like a little fluffier, but when I'm on here, sometimes I get super distracted and keep talking. But I like when it's a little fluffier. Except I need my brush. I could go grab it. It's right nearby. Not the Southern accent coming out. And that's the funniest part. And the funniest part is, I'm not from the South. But I will always, well, that's not true. I'm from Cincinnati, which is like the border of Kentucky. So like it's a Cincinnati twang is what we say. But I love a Southern accent, a British accent, a Jersey accent, a New England kind of vibe. You're married, Danny? Yup. Been married for 5 years. Together for 8.5. I'm only wearing my wedding band right now, though, because my actual ring is, like, way too fancy. And I get paranoid about it. You're a Southern granny? Fuck yeah. Wait, you guys, stay here. Prepare your hit. I'm going to go grab my brush, because I know I need to brush my hair. And then we're going to, like, I want to do, like, 3 hits in a row. My best friend Emily and I do this. We just, like, 3 hits to the face to really get a nice vibe. So give me 1 sec. Oh wait, you can still hear me. When I was a young warthog. Did you guys ever watch Lion King? Come on. Good job, Monka Butt. Good job, Lupa girl. That's my good booty girl. I have the best pups ever. If you guys didn't know, I have 2 dogs. They're rescues from Tijuana. One's a pit mix, one's a shepherd mix. And I have 4 cats that are rescues from a dumpster. You woke up singing that warthog shit today? Ducky, why are we so in sync? Why are we so in sync? That's my, like, favorite Lion King moment. I quote it all. I don't even watch Lion King, mind you. I saw it when I was a child, obviously. Ooh, Anthony, you said I was crossing through Cincinnati. That's where I'm from. Martin Luther King Boulevard, first of all, a classic street to have to go down, especially like downtown, Clifton, over the Rhine. Found someone selling trees. Do you mean trees like weed? Weed is legal in Cincinnati as of recent, and I recommend having a plug and not going to a dispensary if you're there. I went to a dispensary there because I wanted to see what their dispos were like, because I used to work in a dispensary here, and now I work with them. Check out my Instagram. I just did a video for them, and it's performing so well. My videos don't always perform well on Instagram because I talk about cannabis and stuff, and this one, I have over 1,000 likes and like 10,000 views, which on a cannabis video where I'm showing weed, that does not happen to me. So go show some love. I did work hard on it, but it was also such like a inspired action kind of thing. Like I had a vision, I did it, boom. So anyway, I still work with that dispensary, and I wanted to see what Cincinnati was like, right? It was bad. Their eighths don't go past 2 grams. It's like 2.2. 2.5 max, but a lot were 2.2. Hey, fuck you. That's an eighth of what? Bro was like an eighth of an ounce. So mathematically, you're wrong. That's not an eighth of an ounce. The fuck? It's supposed to be 3 or 3.5. So I would have been fine if it was like 3 or 3.2, because I know like that part, it kind of changes, but truly 3.5 is like the standard. Which weed gives you energy / kills pain? For me, anything that's a sativa with linalool in it. I want something that's gonna have, like a fuck ton of linalool as like the second listed terpene on there. So like a sativa with linalool will give you energy, but help with pain and relaxing. So can we get a link to your IG in the chat? Yes. Why did I not bring my... Okay. Stay. Everyone, relax. I'll be right back. When I was a young warthog. Pumbaa, not in front of the kids. It means no worries. Hi, Nick. Thanks for being here. You have the same name as my younger brother. Well, all my brothers are younger. As my youngest brother. I'm the oldest, okay, of my biological siblings. I'm the only girl and I'm the oldest. And then I have 3 younger brothers. And then in my adopted family, I'm the middle child. And I have 1 oldest brother, and then the rest are all girls. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm getting the IG for y'all. Okay, share. Not to Facebook, bitch, no. Oh wait, I don't have to share the post, I can just share my page. Danielle, act like you know what the fuck you're doing. Copy link. Perfect. Go to YouTube, join the chat. It's always fun when I join my own live stream. Hey, why don't you wear? What do you mean? Okay. All right, you guys. Let's hit this shit. Hi, Dimitri. Bro, I've met so many people named Dimitri, and 2 of them, okay, I've met 2 people recently named Dimitri, and both were firefighters. What do you do? You're like, I start fires. Okay. Top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning. That's a vocal stem right now. And let's get the shit. Let's get the shit. Do you guys know that song? How you doing? I'm doing lovely. So euphoric, oh man. Right, Rainbow? All right. This will be the first bowl. Okay, yes, perfect question. So when I say I was adopted, it was a whole process of, I was almost legally adopted. Well, I was almost emancipated so that I could be readopted. But, well, because I wanted to be emancipated if my mom wasn't gonna like sign for me to be readopted. We were like discussing it with this other family. Because I'd been there for so long and I had been living there for so long. I was happier there. Everybody was happier with me there. Like, not at their house, but I mean, like, my home, my birth family, they were happier with me not living there as well. Because my dad and I just, like, fought so much. And so when I wasn't there, he fought with other people instead, but, like, it still took away, like, my aspect of it. And, yeah, so they're my adoptive family, even though we didn't end up going through with the paperwork. Because right before I was getting emancipated, Mama G sat me down and she was like, I think that your dad is like the core issue in all of this. And I think one day if your mom ever leaves him, you might want to have a relationship with your birth mom. And I'm still going to be your mom. This is still your home. You're still our family. Like, you're still our kid. I'm still in all the like family photos and events and have my stocking and like my accomplishments and photos on the fridge and everything. Have my own dresser and like my own like bed there. It's just she was looking out for me. My adopted mom was looking out for me, and she was like, because we know your birth mom isn't the root of this like evil, if you do end up getting readopted by us, that would probably make it so hard for you and your mom to ever reconnect. And I was like, okay, I hear you. And she was like, but I will adopt you. I just want you to think about this. And by the time that we had that discussion, I was about to be a senior in high school. So I was going to be 18 soon. And so Mama G was like, you're about to be 18, so like any legal ties to your mom won't have to be a thing anymore, or to your dad and your family won't have to be a thing anymore. But, and I will adopt you if you want us, like we absolutely will, we would love to. But like just think about it if you ever want to have a relationship with your birth mom, which I know you guys are always like, oh, your birth mom is awesome because she gets on here all the time. She is so fucking awesome. We have only been cool for a couple years. We reconnected in like 2024. And now we're besties. So it ended up being Mama G was right, but they're my adoptive family, and they consider me one of them. Yeah, that is really recent, Kaylee. And I love my mom, but like I said, she was a victim and she was stuck in a really bad, dangerous like place for a long time. Right. No, Jennifer and I haven't been like close like this since I was a kid, like a kid. But that's mostly just because I couldn't stay and watch her get abused. It was hurting me so much and she wasn't able to help me. But she has since left and like gotten herself to safety and my younger siblings to safety. And she's apologized and like we've really had like some deep talks. And like I also always knew my mom was a victim. I never like hated her. I always was like, I feel sad for her, but also like I'm a kid. She is a victim and I'm so sad for her, but I'm also a kid and I would like safety. But yeah, that's why when she gets on here, she's so serious too. When she's like, no, we fucking hate my dad. Like when she's like, we hate Danielle's birth dad. Because he ruined like our relationship. He ruined our whole family. Like my mom is literally so cool. So it sucks that like we couldn't be close, but my dad didn't really let her either. Like, cause I used to like, you know, like in 2020, I was going to the George Floyd protests and Black Lives Matter protests and rallies. And like my dad told my mom, like, they can't talk to me anymore. And because he was controlling her and abusing her, what's she gonna do? Do it anyway and then like have something bad happen? Like again and again and again? Like, I get it, right? I get it. I'm just saying. Like, that's the backstory is, yeah, I had been staying with them on and off since like first grade because of stuff with my family. And then I started staying with them like for permanent or months at a time. And then I would just go home for like a couple days to repack and like check in with people and like, okay, hi, how are you? Never went well. So then, yeah, then I ended up my last 2 years of high school. I really just stayed with the Glotts the whole time. But yeah, but I was already there every single week anyway. Like I was, even from first grade, I was like already staying with the Glott family for a couple times a week for my own safety anyway. So it was like, exactly. My mom really is an angel and she had a lot of factors that made it like complicated. Mind you, my mom is also, she was undiagnosed, unmedicated. My dad doesn't believe in mental health stuff, so he was never like cool with her wanting to go get diagnosed and shit like that. But my mom has ADHD and bipolar and CPTSD from him. And like, so she's trying to like, her mental health is shit. She has a bunch of kids and a man who abuses her. But it was always funny because people would be like, yeah, but how did you go stay with other people? I'm like, because no one stopped me. Everybody was like, yeah, you're safer there. It's better there. Like, obviously my mom would reach out to me like every day. Like she would check in with Mama G or something and be like, how is she? Because my mom loves me and she was sad about it. But like my dad, never. But yeah, that's why my mom's really passionate about how much she hates my dad, because now that she's free and like away and she's had so much time to like heal and like feel things, she's like, oh my God, he robbed me of like my relationship with my kids and everything. Where are you from? I just got here. Oh my gosh. So I'm in Cali. I'm in California on the Central Coast. Have you guys seen, when you said I just got here, it reminded me of it. But have you guys seen the video of that guy? He goes to like some kind of event. I don't even think it's a Pride event. It's just an event. But one of those fucking annoying TikTokers that's like interviewing people. You know what I mean? Like, oh, sir, what do you think about the conflict? You know what I mean? The genocide. Like, those people that want to start arguments because they're going to be like, well, Trump's the greatest president of all time, kind of thing. They go up to this man. It's this like middle-aged black man who looks like, I don't even think he knows where he is. I don't know if he knew he was going to that festival. It's hard to tell if he was unhoused or if he just like is like kind of old. Maybe he's not middle-aged. Maybe he was older and maybe he just was like a little confused as to where he was. But someone comes up to him, a TikToker, trying to embarrass him, and goes, "Oh, excuse me, sir, how many genders are there?" Puts the mic up to him, and he dead ass goes, I don't know, I just got here. I just got here. I love saying that. I say that all the time now. We're like, I don't know, I just got here. I can't imagine having to deal with all that without therapy, treatment, and potentially medication. That had to be a lot. Yes, exactly. Jen has a voice and opinions. Yes, she does now. Exactly, and she always did, but now she can like really use it. Yeah, hey, Angel Face, Jennifer, aka Best Mom. Literally. No, like that's my thing is like my mom is such an awesome person, and that's why I also had so much anger growing up, because I was like, I don't want to be mad at you, bitch, but like someone needs to protect me. Every night is some bullshit with this man. I'm not safe here. And I know she's like, she didn't know like all the time about what was going on, but yeah, I think she was also just like genuinely having a mental breakdown from what was happening, from being controlled by this man. Mind you, my dad's a Cincinnati police officer, so he would always tell her that he's gonna put her in jail, take the kids, and like he'd be like, I can put you in jail for this and for this and for this, and he would just like say shit. And he was an alcoholic and like very abusive, and again, a police officer, and he would also use that to like scare my mom. And to be fair to my mom, she was right to be afraid, because she left him in the past few years and he showed up at her house with a gun, and there was a whole showdown for 6 hours with like police and everything. And he was trying to shoot up my mom's house, allegedly. My mom moved in with my grandma. And he was trying to like shoot up their house, allegedly. He had his like, he was also threatening to shoot his sister, who showed up to help my mom, because she's not cool with my dad. She's cool with my mom. It's my dad's sister, but no one likes my dad. That's horrible. I know. Yes, I do love Jennifer. But yeah, so my mom and I are cool now. Jan, on top of everything, he's a cop. He not just a cop, he is a Cincinnati police officer, and he works for the DEA. So yeah, so he's a narc through and through. Worst type of person. Very, also just the way he speaks to my mom, like he's never had like a nice thing to say about her. He always is like talking about how disgusting she is, and like she's an idiot, she's disgusting. Like he said, I remember I'm not gonna share what it is because I think it would hurt her feelings, but he called her like a slur. Mind you, my mom has like learning disabilities. Like, and he was calling her like certain slurs that were like, why would you marry her then if that's how you see her? But anyway, yeah. Jennifer, my mama, that's my bitch. That's my bestie. But that is why we have more of a friendship vibe than mom and daughter vibe. No, they do always protect their own, Brooke. Thank you so much for saying that. They do always protect their own because you would think that that whole situation that happened when him showing up to my mom and grandma's house would like get him in trouble. He was supposed to be in at least a 72-hour hold. They let him go right away. And now all of a sudden there's no record of the report. Allegedly. Yeah. I just, when I say like I hate that man, and I always have, and that's why when people say to me like, but girlie, you only get one dad, I'm like, okay, coming from a bitch whose dad loves them, that might be easy for you to say. My dad told me from the beginning that I was very ugly and that he never wanted to have a daughter, and that if little kid me could see what big kid or teenager adult me looked like, she would be so upset and so disappointed. That I was dumb as fuck. I should not ever try to vote because my brain isn't capable of possibly understanding. Said I was a slut because I wore like fake Ugg boots with leggings and a sweater that went to my knees and then a scarf over it. But the leggings, you know, my calves, that was tight, I guess. Doing too much. And then screamed at me at Thanksgiving in front of the entire family. And then I had to leave Thanksgiving as a child and go across the street to the Glotts. Thank God they lived across the street from my grandma. And just stay with them for a couple weeks because that was traumatizing. How are you going to complain when your parents have money, though? Brand names. Oh, okay. First of all, this Von Dutch, this from TJ's. TJ Maxx. Maxxinista. Second of all, I'm a grown woman married to a rich nuclear engineer. That's how I can afford these things. My parents know we was on food stamps when I was growing up. You're confused, my love. You're confused. My headlights are on. Yes, they're always on. They used to be pierced. Now they sit like gumdrop buttons. If that frustrates you, I don't know, maybe you just hate titties. No, you're so right, Deepak. Like, it is crazy to hear your dad say that all the time. To just like walk in and be like disappointed to see you because it's like, you again. Or like he told my friends, like in front of my friends, he was like, God, she is just so unattractive. My friends were like, that's so rude. Like, what is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Also, not my dad being mad that he doesn't want to fuck me. Like, can you relax a little? Like, why do you need your daughter to be more attractive to you? That's so weird. Also, I'm a bad bitch. But my dad really liked when I would like dye my hair, like bleach my hair blonde and have it long. Well, guess what? I'm not a natural blonde. And I was a model. I was modeling a lot more at that time too. And I had a short haircut, like a pixie cut. That was like, at that time it was platinum blonde, like, but it was a pixie because I had a really big gig and they paid me like a lot of fucking money to cut my hair. And guess what? I didn't even get to keep the money. So fuck you, Dad. Like, every time I had to start working as soon as I was legally able to. So in Cincinnati, that's 16. For my brothers, it was like 12 because they would like do chores like by just like sweeping and mopping at this like local pharmacy. And then they would just like pay them in cash. And then when I was 16 though, I had to get jobs. So I started working at like a few bars and my checks, like my money, everything goes straight to mom and dad. That goes right into their bank account. So same thing with my modeling gigs. That goes straight to my parents. So I'm also confused. You're mad because I just gave you more money than you made on your paycheck? That's weird. That's suspicious. Look, and here's the thing. I know my dad didn't have a great childhood. I know that. Because my grandfather was apparently known as like one of the nastiest, like genuinely like evil people. He was a deacon in the Catholic Church at like a church in Cincinnati in one of the like more poor neighborhoods where my dad lived. And I guess he was like known for abusing his children and his wife. So my dad thought, I know what I'll do. Carry on the tradition. It makes sense, yeah? It hurts a lot when close ones do things it's hard to digest. I can understand. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for seeing me, Great People 13. Generational trauma. I know, right? Like, and it's like, yes, but like, bro, why did you have to continue? You don't want to be better for your kids? Because the Glott family has known my dad since he was a kid. They were all like kids together. Like one of the Glott parents went to school with my dad and was afraid of my grandfather and said everybody was afraid of him. A lot of people weren't, like kids couldn't go to his house because of that reason. Even though he worked in the church, like it was known that he was not nice to his family. So like, okay. It's also known that my dad wasn't nice to his family. And I'm not out here asking my dog, like, why do you think it's okay for a man to put his penis in another man at the age of 6 years old? First of all, and I'll say it again, I didn't know what sex was. So I was picturing a stab wound followed by a dick going in for disrespect. So yeah, I said that's terrifying. A couple years later, my dad wants to bring it up again. Oh, you seem okay with gay people now. You used to hate them. I said, when did I ever hate gay people? What are you fucking talking about? You said it was scary and disgusting for a man to put his penis in another man when you were in first grade in Miss Tieman's class. All right, cool. Let's think about that. You didn't tell me what sex was. The fuck? You guys are so sweet in the chat. What a nice group of chatters we have. Thanks, Dominguez, thank you so much. Honestly, I feel like I am doing really well compared to that. I do feel very like empowered. Dude, Ace, yes, he did. Ace, I wish I was kidding. My dad had been trying to argue with me. Well, I found out recently from my mother that my dad thought I was gay, so that's why he loved arguing with me about gay shit. Mind you, I'm not. So I don't know, and I don't know why he thought, I don't know, I was a kid, and also in second grade. So apparently, yeah, he thought I was like dating my best friend. Hey, guess what? That's my best friend. She is like, I am gonna hug that bitch and say I love her and like share a bed with her because I'm a girl. We're little girls, and then we're grown girls, and we're still gonna do that shit. I don't give a fuck. But what was the other thing? Oh, he did, yeah. He dead ass said that crazy shit to me. And I remember he would watch Fox News and I'd be doing homework. And my parents both didn't love school. But my dad specifically, like, bro makes it clear he like shouldn't have graduated. Like it was like the teachers were like, you did not graduate, but we hate you so much that we're gonna give you a diploma. So that you can like, cause they were like, you're not going to college anyway, right? Yeah, exactly. So get out of here. Same deal with my mom. She wasn't supposed to graduate, and so my grandma was a teacher at that school, and my grandma wrote like a bunch of she wrote all these like essays for her that were like really good that let her pass because my mom had a learning disability and they didn't have IEPs then, so she was like, this shit is hard. So fair. But yeah, I remember I was so little. I'd be doing my homework. My dad would be like, oh, you're doing your homework? Let me turn on the TV right next to you, like really loud, Fox News, and then argue with you about whatever I see. Mind you, I don't understand politics. First grade over here. He'd be like, what do you think about that shit? You think it's okay for a man to put his penis in another man? I said, how would that even happen? They're going to have to create an open wound first. It was wild times, wild times. My dad also said, I was like, I don't get it. You say it's a sin to be gay, but then you said that Uncle Jerry was born gay and he's cool. So what the heck? My dad was like, well, Uncle Jerry isn't like annoying with it. And you know what? I get it's you can be gay, but you can't act on it. And that's just your cross to bear. It's just our cross to bear. Some of us have a cross to bear. I was like, you've thought about this so deeply. It's very strange. Very, very strange. Who speaks to small children like that? I don't know. That guy. Well, and here's the thing. I don't think my dad would talk to boys that way. He does not like women or like girls. He always told me, he was like, yeah, I was supposed to have all boys. And then nothing after that. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I was supposed to have all boys. And then his reasoning was, I'm too masculine to have a girl. I know, I was like, Dad, like, if you're saying God made, I was like, God made everybody, right? So if he made someone gay, Uncle Jerry is who we're using for example, why would he make them gay and say they can't act on it? My dad dead ass looks me in the face. It's just their cross to bear. And in that moment I said, is it your cross to bear? Now, I didn't dare say that out loud. I didn't want to get smacked across the mouth. He smacked me across the mouth once because I was doing the dishes with my mom. And she like accidentally like got water on me and I was trying to be funny and like do it back, but then I got water on myself or some shit. And I said, balls. I just said balls. I was like, balls. And before I knew what happened, I didn't even know what happened. I didn't even know. Well, I genuinely was like, what the fuck? How am I facing the sink? I didn't even know he was in the room. All of a sudden, I was like, oh? He was like, don't fucking talk like that. Don't say that. I said, where did you come from? I will get out soon by marrying rich woman. I will try to find soon. Period. You're so right, Ace. Like, don't argue. Like, they just don't give a fuck about what we have to say. Daniel, thanks for being here, and thank you so much. You're so sweet. Sebastian, I agree. I do think there is a part of my dad that is maybe he didn't get to be his fullest self. Low key, being closeted is a constant competition to be straightest. And I've always said this because I was like my dad literally had rules for like what you could and couldn't do as a man if you're straight. My dad said that straight men can't sit with their legs too close. Like they can't sit with like their legs together. That's gay, he says. Because he's like, you must not have a dick or like you're tucking or something. Because how come your legs can go together? Okay, so my dad just man spreading for life, just taking up 5 extra seats that people could be sitting because it's goddamn man spread, because 5 feet apart because he's not gay. Or he also said men shouldn't put their arms like past their, what was it? It was like past their shoulders like this. Like if they're like talking or if it goes up too high, that's gay. That's what my dad said. It's like, okay. Interesting. I didn't know that this body language went into it. Yeah, let people be who they are. Like, your dad will never be his fullest self, probably. Deepak finally getting an attitude. Finally, he said, okay, what the actual fuck now? No, and literally, that's why my dad would never come see me in my shows, because men would be in my shows, like, singing and dancing and, like, having to, like, you know. You ever seen a lead dance number and the men have to, like, pull the woman out, like, whoosh, and then their hand happens to go up high? That's gay to my dad. Is it possible he could be DL? Yes. Yes. I think it's just, like, hard, though, because no, in real life, no one likes him. And then online, he's not online. Like, my dad doesn't really know, he can't really type. When he and my mom were married, she had to type up all of his court documents. And when he was going through, like, the police academy, she had to type up all of his essays. Yeah, Sebastian, I can understand if my dad personally was like, hey, I get uncomfortable sitting like that. But for him to be like, it is gay if a man sits with his legs close together, I was like, are you good? I promise you, Brooke, I don't think my dad has ever even spread his cheeks to let the water run through, because that would be gay. And I wouldn't know, but he's that level. He doesn't even want to know his own body, because that would be gay. I've been here listening and boiling like angry macaroni. Athena, that is so funny. That's insecurity beyond belief. I fucking know. Yeah, it's all right. I'm okay now. Fellas, is it gay to wash your ass? No, Nick. I can't wait to call my mom later and tell her about how we dragged him in this chat and how we were talking about he probably doesn't wash between his ass cheeks because spreading them would be gay. I'm picturing him as Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump for some reason. Guys, don't judge me. I've never seen Forrest Gump. My dad looks like if Vin Diesel had my exact hair, but it was gray. And also, I don't know if he has facial hair or not. So, if my exact hair, but it was gray on Vin Diesel. If you can sit up and read, you should be able to type. I know. He like doesn't, he can never remember where the keys are in his fingers. Like, he's like, hey, you know what? And maybe if I loved him and if he loved me, I'd be like, let's explore this. Is there like dexterity issues going on? Like, but what's up with the memory? I don't know. Stinky for sure, Javen. Having hair, Vin Diesel is cursed enough. That's so funny. My dad is. Let me do the math. Hang on. I need the calculator. The calculator. 2026 minus. My dad is 61 now. My dad is 61 and my mom is 55. It's 222. Yeah, dude. And my dad's been acting that way since I was in like first or second grade. Probably before that, I was just too little to because he didn't take it out on me, but he was always mean to my mom before that. Because a lot of my early memories of me are of me like eavesdropping in the hallway to make sure that she wasn't getting hit. Because it would get really fucking intense. And some Easters, we would wake up and my mom would be covered in bruises and her clothes were ripped, so. He even told the dinosaurs. Yo, don't run like that. That's gay. There's no excuse for him. No. No excuse. Yeah, he's not old enough to be like a crotchety old man. Hi, Jeanette. Thanks for being here. And also, my mom's only 55. Like, she's in her prime still. She's getting more in her prime. Guys, I said we're going to do 3 hits in a row, and I didn't do that. So, hold a bitch accountable. But yeah, that's why it's so dope that my mom got away from him, because he's so evil. And my mom is such a sweetie pie with like such a great personality and great energy and great opinions, but she wasn't allowed to have those opinions because he would like yell at her. So like my mom loves gay people, loves trans people, loves anybody, doesn't give a fuck. Mind you, my dad's racist ass. My mom's birth sister is black. And like, we don't know for sure what my mom is, but I mean, she's probably like white and maybe like Hispanic. But like, he was also like hella fucking like racist. And my mom works, my dad is a cop, so obviously he's racist. But my mom works with like the general public. She works at the DMV. Well, she used to. Now she just takes care of my grandma. And we're from Cincinnati. So like, bitch, it's not even like, especially like where our area is not like even a mostly white area. So my mom had so many like types of different friends and stuff, but then my dad would always be mean to her about it. So my mom's like always like wanted to like be able to be an ally fully, but she could never like really express herself because my dad would just like take that as an opportunity to abuse her. So now what she does, this woman can't stop. This woman is buying every single fucking LGBTQ thing in the world. She sent me, I have them all over my house. She sent me multiple t-shirts. This sweet woman. Woke. It's not the insult you think it is. Written in rainbow. I'm a little embarrassed, Mom. I'm a little embarrassed. Not because I don't know anyone that thinks it's an insult. So my friends see it and they giggle because they're like, okay, bitch. This would really hit in like a suburban, like housewife town. But my mom doesn't live in a suburban housewife town. She lives in Price Hill. How not shocking about him wanting to control her. I know. Hi, Fred. Thanks for being here. Bless her heart. I know. My mom is so cute. She's so cute. Yeah, Deepak, especially when like other people's lives aren't hurting anyone. My mom and my dad are complete opposites, but They didn't know each other that long before they got married. They knew each other for like, my mom said like 9 or 10 days, and he got her pregnant. And he was in the military, and they both come from Catholic families, but my mom's family is the type of Catholic where it's like they call themselves like cafeteria Catholics. They're culturally Catholic. For like my mom, like no one in my direct family goes to church, but like my grandma goes to church like multiple times a weekend and doesn't pay attention. She just goes because she doesn't like necessarily give a fuck about what they're saying. She goes there and just does her own little prayer thing. Now, my grandma's also old, and I've been told she's disruptive in mass. And I've been told by my Glott family, because my Glott family will like go with my grandma sometimes, or like if they know that she might be there, they'll like pop in and sit with her so that she doesn't bother strangers as well. Because like I said, dementia and Alzheimer's. Because my mom will like drop my grandma off at church and then like wait in the parking lot or some shit, or go shop real quick at like if there's a CVS nearby or whatever. But my mom's not about to go sit in mass. And so the Glotts will like, if they know my grandma's gonna be there, if she wants to go, they're like, we'll take you, Janice, because why not? Even though they don't really go to mass either. It's just for like my grandma. Not weird, but like I know the Glott family and my family are very connected, because the reason it was so easy for me to live with them is because they lived on my grandma's street. They've known my family since they're both from the west side of Cincinnati. But my grandma will go to church and just do her own thing and like do her own little prayers and then get on out of there. But they're not like strict at all. Whereas my dad's dad was a deacon in the Catholic Church, very strict. So when my mom got pregnant, my dad was like, oh, okay, so we'll get married. We have to get married. And my mom was like, okay. Like, and my mom knew of him because my dad had been in like a band that used to tour with Rob Zombie. Like my dad opened for Rob Zombie and sometimes played drums for him when their drummer was like busy. Same thing with like, I forget who the other guy was, but like also like Red Hot Chili Peppers were good buddies with my dad. And so my mom knew of my dad because she was like she would go to concerts and like see him. So, and he was a bit older than her. So my mom was all like, ooh, the cool, popular dude in the band with like the muscles, like thinks I'm cute and like got me pregnant and wants to marry me. And my mom's just a really, really sweet girl. She's just a really sweet girl, okay? All she ever wanted in her whole life was to be a mom. When I was little, I would ask her, what did you want to be when you grew up? She'd be like, a mom. I'd get pissed. I was like, I'm looking for a role model. And my mom just was like, he wants to like marry me and keep the baby. And he said it's like fate and da 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 da. Which, mind you, before he met my mom, my dad was engaged to somebody else. He was like a meth head. Nothing wrong with being a meth head, but now my dad's a drug cop. It's just strange how life works. Yeah. So he said that he was going to marry my mom, and so they did. So I was born just like a couple months after their wedding. Catholic churches are definitely not the same type of Christian vibe that you get at other churches. I will say I've visited other churches when I was like younger, if I was hanging out with friends, and then they would go and they talk to people there. There's like coffee there. They know each other's names. There's little snacks. It's not so like sit, stand, kneel, sit, stand, kneel. Like, you know what I mean? No talking aside from chanting, the like call and response. I will, so like it's a very different vibe. It's a much colder vibe. Do you have abs, girly? I mean, I just started my period today, so not really. Her dad is a closet gay and has internalized homophobia like crazy, which is why he's evil and hyper focused on gay stuff. Yep. Yep. Sums it up perfectly. But yeah, my parents only knew each other for 9 days before they got pregnant with me. That's how they ended up like this. And I think my mom was like, well, because she had like a crush on him and knew of him, she kind of felt like she kind of knew him a little longer. Okay, I'm done. Like, I've regulated my breathing from that hit, so we're doing the second. Those old school Catholic churches are stuffy and boring. They also are just like, I'm sorry, they don't make me feel excited about life. I feels like a funeral. I know, he should go into his gay era, but I promise you he won't do that. He would rather die than do that. I'm not even being funny. I'm not being funny. He's that serious about it. It does match. You're right. Thanks, Duck. Thanks for pointing that out. Crush people got blind and just follow only one way to go with that only person. Yeah, I will say, my parents definitely didn't know each other when they got together. And I don't know why they decided they needed to marry, but my mom, you guys remember there's this little thing called Carl on the iPhone or like the iPod Touch? It was a red thing, and you would be like, hi, Carl. And it would say, hi, Carl. And you'd be like, I love you so much. You'd be like, I love you so much. And like just repeat you. My mom was playing with that on my friend's. My mom thought that was like the coolest thing ever. So my friend had her iPod Touch. My mom was like, what the fuck is that shit? That Carl shit. I want to try. So she tries. So she's talking to it. We walk away for a bit. We come back in. My mom's like, Carl, tell the girls, because she was fighting with my dad, but he wasn't home. Carl, tell the girls that if they ever get married, they should know somebody for at least an entire season of the year before they decide to get married. And I said, an entire season? She said, hell, even a full 2 weeks. Jennifer. No, it's so easy to fall asleep in Mass, in Catholic Mass. You're so right. Because it's like boring, and then they're also like doing those like low songs on the organ. Maybe if your dad didn't deny who he is as a whole, he wouldn't hate himself in life so much, then maybe he wouldn't be so much chaos. Yeah, I really think he also needs to stop drinking. You look chubby and beautiful. Thank you. I had to get up mad early after the sleepover. Hi, RD. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Maya. You're so sweet. Hello from Toronto. Oh, hi. Hi from California. Let's take another hit. But yeah, that man's fucking weird. That man being my father. I saw a post today on TikTok that was like, if it happened to me, I'm allowed to fucking talk about it. And that's why I've been like more comfortable recently talking about it too. But like seeing that TikTok this morning, I was like, no, period. Because sometimes I'm like, my dad does like have like annoying connections like with law enforcement. So what if he like does something to me to like get me in trouble? But bro can't even type. I'm sure he's not on YouTube. Also, I'm not gonna lie, bro has never been checking for me. When I was turning 26, he texted me a day before my birthday and said, what's funnier, the SpongeBob meme, what's funnier than 24? 25. Okay, got the age wrong and the day wrong. Fantastic. Rainbow, how was... Wait, where'd it go? Yeah, Rainbow, how was that? You're all sick. Thanks for being here. Ooh, we'll do one more bowl, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. Goodness. Water, Sandy, I need it. All right. I'm smoking this lava flower from a Golden State. It's a sativa, but it has a lot of like indica-ish properties, you know, like it has a lot of linalool. I'm proud of you for standing your ground. I'm very proud of you. Hi, Jocelyn. Thanks for being here. Sebastian's nosy ass. You just like me for real, Sebastian. I'm not even judging you. Yeah, I'll re-poke this. I'll re-toker poke this. Pro tip, don't have a toker poker? Bobby pin. Real great people. She's a ranter. She's a ranter is so funny. I like your eyes. I'm not flirting. And I didn't think you were. Thank you so much for saying that. Mark, what does brick mean? Guys, will you explain what brick means? Yeah, Discord is good if you want to do that, but also like no pressure. Guys, what does brick mean? Someone explain. I have an idea, but I'd like to be wrong. Is it mean or nice? That's all I need to know. Bye, Deepak. Because I heard somebody call somebody's face a brick, and that wasn't good. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Are you calling me brick face? Because I'll tell you right now, I did cheat on my anti-inflammatory diet yesterday a little bit because the only meal option that they had was gluten. So even though I had healthy stuff in the sandwich, I don't think the bread was, it was gluten. It was glutinous. Gluttonous. Glutinous. Hi, Nico. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Deepak. Espinosa said, where are you from? Right now I'm in Central Coast, Cali. Every time people say, where are you from? I'm like, well, I'm originally Cincinnati. Now I'm in California. Oops. All right, last hit because then I'm going to go eat my lunch. Why would people say Anne Hathaway is faking her pregnancy? She wouldn't do that, first of all. You have shiny skin. Trenton Ellen, thank you. Oh my God, you guys, speaking of septum rings, look. Oh, a trans woman who's clockable? Oh. Everyone's a critic. Everyone's a goddamn transphobe. So I went to, like, this is the picture from the comedy show. Mr. Wake and Bake, me, Anthony Quixote. Look at this. He thought he was slick taking a picture on my phone. I found it. He got his septum pierced. The septum! Oh, you like my chain? Thank you. Oh, so they were trying to be rude. Oh, so they were trying to be rude. Well, how does it feel to know I don't care? I know we're matching. He has a hoop and then I have the little... No, he knows it's crooked. It bothers him too. I can't even tell. How did you peep that? I thought it was just the lighting in this. Is this a live photo? No. Low-key, the zoomed in picture should be the matching set to the pic of you at the door. Ducky, my brain, not getting it. I'm so sorry. My brain, not getting it. But no, he has the hoop and I have, well, a really tiny little thing. It's super, super tiny because I like it super, super tiny. I like that it looks like a random little sparkle sometimes. Everybody's always like, oh, you should have it bigger so it like can close more. Guys, I love that it just literally comes right out of my nostril and just, I love it. That's what I wanted. Hi, Lex. Thanks for being here. You made it just in time for our final hit, which will be like, it'll take a couple hits, obviously, to get the one. I love your 80s hair. Thank you, Death Metal. Now that you say that, I'm like, okay, fine. I'll brush it out a bit. It looks awesome. Thank you. She's scared it'll hook when you kiss is so fucking funny. Oh, the one with the door. The one with the door. I remember. That's so funny. Thank you, Duck. When the guy got that picture of me, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, I had an Uber Eats driver humble the fuck out of me. Here's my thing. Why would you walk away from my house before getting your picture? Why would you do that? You know? I'm trying to hide all of the like numbers so you can't see like my address. I was about to take a shower and I waited until bro got back to his car so that I could run out. I had a little like jacket that I was just gonna like put on real quick, grab the food and run in. You're supposed to take the picture when you're on the porch. Bro took the picture when I'd already grabbed the food and was walking in. Hello? This is the picture he put as the receipt, like with the receipt to the order. And I'm out. Yeah. Yeah. Humbled. Humbled as a bitch. Life loves to do little silly things like that to me. Hamstrings look strong as fuck though. I do spend some time on my legs. Thank you. Thank you very much. My mom has the like strongest, biggest, like shaped legs ever. And she's like, yeah, but I have a little bit of a circulation problem. It don't matter, queen. It don't matter, queen. You look strong. Would you have let him if he asked? Who asked? Picture gives. Hacker voice. I'm in. Yeah. He didn't have to take the picture? Oh, humbling. I bet he probably knew, though, that I have a sense of humor and that I would have been like, I'm screenshotting the fuck out of this and sending it to everyone I know and showing all my friends on the live stream. And he's right. He's completely right. I just was like, oh my fucking God. Also, my husband has been doing this thing. He found a picture of me from when I was a little kid, when I was like a little kid actor getting headshots. And he's been using it as a meme. I'm like, this feels like a targeted attack. Baby Danny. Couldn't have been older than like 11. Here's how he used it. When he was coming back home from his trip, I said, let me know when you're boarding. He said, first flight boards in 30. I said, oh, period. He said, and I get free Wi-Fi. I was like, where the fuck did you find this? Deep in the Facebook trenches. I do look totally different. And yes, it makes sense, but yes, I do look totally different. Now, can you imagine my dad saying to that little girl, you think it's okay for a man to put his penis in another man? Me being like, no, I was a little older there. I was like 11. By that point, I was like, and I'm fine with it. Bitch. I know. He sent it to my sister, my older sister, and is like, look what I've been using. She sends it to me and she was like, oh my gosh, I remember this day, but I forgot about this picture. Isaiah just sent this to me. I'll be keeping this for memes in the future. I'm like, that's awesome. That's awesome, guys. That's great. People still use Facebook. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was just checking stuff and seeing like what he was tagged in, and then he was tagged in shit from me from when I would do like posts for our family. And I guess he just took a scroll. He took a stroll to take a scroll. It's giving smug diva. I don't know who I thought I was. Let me just. I don't look like myself. Like when you're talking about, I looked a lot different, even though it was 10 years ago. But like I still look a lot different. I look like a different person every single year, especially anytime I change my hair. I've been told I have wig face, which means I have a face that just fits with multiple different wigs. So it's not necessarily like I don't even really have like a strong face. I have a face that goes with a lot of strong looks. But I feel like it changes my vibe so much. All right, fine. One more hit, and then we're going to go. Because I didn't really cough on that one, which is great. That means I'm like, I could do another. And then I need to go eat my lunch. My lunch. I should pull up all of my old headshots though. Some of them are weird. Because the one guy who used to take my headshots, he got in trouble. He got like, well, I don't think he got arrested, but he's been exposed for like being sexual with children, including some of my child friends when we were kids. And then when I look back at the photos he took, I said, yeah, why is this like a porno pose? Like the whole setting, like why am I on a bed with this like very like warm toned, deep orange, yellow lighting, like dark too though. And then I'm on a bed with a bunch of stuffed animals like hugging them in some pictures. And then they're like, okay, cool, now we'll do normal headshots. I'm looking back like, my mom being in the back though, like taking videos on her phone like she's fucking killing it. She's a star. I was like safe because my mom was right there. They didn't make me like, they didn't touch me. They did not touch me. Probably because my mom was right there. But my mom and I were looking back recently and we were like, this hits different now. Now I feel like we should have known. But back then I thought like, well, this is art. We're really pushing the envelope. And, you know, I'm very mature for a teenager in high school. So I looked like a completely different person in high school. Fine, I'll show you. Fine, I'll scroll my Instagram. I dropped it in the chat, actually. But I'm still going to scroll. But I looked like every single year of high school I was a different person. No, J Money, it's not cold. I think you must be new here. I personally always have hard nips because my nips used to be pierced. They sit like gumdrop buttons, and that's absolutely fine with me. If it's not fine with you, I suggest you go somewhere and avoid the female body. But if it is all right with you, I would love to take a final smoke with you. I'm just trying to find a picture of myself as a child. The way I just realized how deeply I was frowning at your description. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was weird. And like they didn't touch me, but they didn't need to do all that. Jesus. Okay. Okay. Here we go. High school. High school. I feel like I looked like I was 45 when I was in high school. Okay. Here's like one picture from high school. I look like I have a son named Jaden. But right before that, I looked a little different because I had a hair gig. Sick as fuck cut. This is one I got paid a lot for, and then my dad was like, I hate you. I was like, okay. And then right before it was like that, it was like this. Wait. And like this was my best friend. We're not dating. We were not dating. That was just my best friend. But like very thick, long-ish, blonde, bleached to the gods. Jesus Christ, that shit was fried. And then before that, it was my natural. You guys, it doesn't look good here. I didn't know how to take care of my hair. I didn't know how to take care of my hair, okay? I'm the one in the white. This one, low-key, I hate that I've never thought this till just now. I don't even want to say it. But I'm the one in the white. So then so it looked like that. And then we had a brief boom. Again, this is high school. And then this is me and my best friend. And I'm the one with the pixie cut. And then it was like my natural color. I was just trying to figure my shit out. And then I've just been growing out like a pixie cut from COVID. Because when it was COVID, I cut my hair in the living room and I had my roommate cut it. She doesn't know how to cut hair. We just made some shit up. We Googled how to cut a pixie cut. So then this was me in COVID. Did that in the living room. And then my hair since then has just been growing out from that. You're right, I would have needed more of a swoop bang like Mary J. Blige. Man, the way I just cackled. Are you Canadian? I am American. I do have a Discord. Let me drop the link for you guys in the chat. And then we'll take a hit and then we'll go. Okay, sorry, I was reading all those. I'm a natural this. I don't know. This is like shade 6.5 or 6 on the hair scale. 6.5. I don't know. I feel like if I went missing, people would be like, she has brown hair. Some people would say she has light brown hair. Or, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. It's Miley Cyrus hair because I have highlights all throughout it that I got like in October because I was having an identity crisis because my restraining order had run out a bit ago with my ex, and then he had reached out to me and I like panicked because I didn't like that. And I was like, and what he said was he reached out to me and he was like, you look great, Danny. Like, you look so hot. And so I was like, oh, he likes the way I look. I'm going to bleach my hair then. I'm going to look different. So since then, but I don't want to keep going back to get a toner put on because every time I go back, they trim it. And I don't want them to keep trimming it. I don't care if I have split ends. My ends split easy because I have like very fine white girl hair. So it just splits. So then they cut it shorter. And then instead of it like really, really growing, it just splits shorter. And I don't like it. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Okay. And then I'm going to get rid of that. Click that. Invite. Copy link. I am a tech master, women in STEM. My puppy girl just farted and woke herself up. This happens frequently, and every time it's funny, and every time it just makes my fucking day. Okay. You should be Elle from Legally Blonde for Halloween. Ooh, I should. Do you guys want to know what I'm being for Halloween? I'm being two things.
Lily stopped since I've been sick. I ran the streets since I was young. Streets killed me. Lily stopped since I've been sick.
I'm gonna be both parts. I'm doing both parts. So that's my one. Well, that's too damn bad. Thank you, Brooke.
Streets killed me.
And then I'm gonna be Dina. Wait.
We have this. Boom, bam. Every time. Or Your hands are always like this. Start out just hitting it. Hip hop is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, hit. And This is me. This is how I am. This is a lifestyle. This is it. Hit, Peace. I'm out. I'm Dina. That's what we call popping.
This is what we call popping. So I'm gonna be Dina, and I want to do both parts. I ran the street since I was young. Knees completely knocked. Streets killed me. These are so funny, please. Last year, I was Mr. G, which is like this random movie that I saw in college. And the guy's like a school teacher. It's like no one has ever seen this fucking movie. But it's like rated R, and he's an inappropriate teacher writing a song about a student who passed away for his musical. And he's like writing about she's a slut and she knows it. And I can't think right now, but yeah, it was him last year. I prefer to dress as an internet moment because that's where I spend most of my time. It's not in movies, it's not in music, it's on the internet. When I see an internet costume, I'm like, I wish I thought of it. It should have been me. That's messed up. No, it is rainbow, but it's like the same type of humor as The Office. But it's like this Australian guy. He's not sexually inappropriate, I promise. All right, last hit. Nice. Nice. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your grandma, and as always, say hi.